Welcome to Stories with Dice. This is the Dark Blue Sea, a Mutant Year Zero actual play podcast. If you're enjoying our actual plays, please subscribe to Stories with Dice so you'll never miss an episode. Don't forget to rate and review us. It really helps others discover the podcast. Follow us on social media to stay updated, share your thoughts, and join the conversation. You'll find the relevant links in the description of each episode.
Welcome back to another episode of Mutant Year Zero with my trusty co-host Margot.
Am I really trusty? How trusty am I really, though?
Well, depends if you run away with the
scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'll give you an 8.5 because I'm being generous.
An 8.5? Fuck you! It's not a 10. I'm out of here.
I mean, considering most of humanity is on a 2, so it's fine, right? It's a good scale. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
We have Douglas.
Myself, probably a 7 on the trust scale.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Not too bad.
What's the trust scale going on?
Not rating myself on that, no.
Not
I've been
rating
giving
myself
too
on
much
that.
away.
Pete is our mysterious player.
Ooh, we've never seen him.
We've never seen his face. He's like a Romulan to the Federation before Balance of Terror.
And we have Chris.
Hello, I don't have enough voice to be lying today, so I'm super trustworthy.
Okay, that's cool. Chris, you've got a bit of a husky voice going on there, but yet the dedication to gaming is wonderful. Even though you're not well, you've joined us.
It is magnificent.
Moss needs to see the glory of Anwin's demise. I cannot miss that.
Okay. Well, with
Shit
that,
just-
we shall...
Shit just got dark, and we haven't even rolled any dice yet.
I know, what the hell? So, last time, on the back end of someone, I'm not naming any names, shooting one of the... I think that's 2 of the bosses now taken out by one of our trusty players.
Who? Are you talking about Caspian took out 2 bosses? No.
No.
One.
I mean...
Right? Oh, no, you're right, too, actually.
No.
Rhett.
I
Yes.
mean,
Been at the scene of the crime twice. And seen by people at the scene of the crime twice.
Uh-huh. It's almost like it's something you've been doing from the start.
As if I had a plan all along.
I know, it's crazy. But where we left it last time was everyone's now starting to sort of think that Elson is the one who's done it. We had Cochrane got given a letter by his friend, who is also the one person who witnessed this, and he's particularly scared of Caspian. So he hasn't said anything, but he's clearly said that he's got this letter, which he's given you, where he's named the person, but only to open it on his demise or if he says so. We have Roach, who's been put in charge of the investigation, I suppose, to oversee it, but no one else knows that Caspian is the one who's done it. And Moss has pretty much just kind of like gone, what? Is kind of watching to see what will happen. I guess you've all kind of now turned the tide against poor old Elson, who has the most to gain from it. The other boss, Franton, who took over from Rhett, seems to just kind of go along with things. As you found out last time, he seems to have something going on in the background, but he's not sort of saying anything. I guess this is Marco's favorite time. Who wants to roll a d6 and -2?
Ooh, me.
Let's see how well your population of 155 is. Well,
Is it +1 because someone died last night as well anyway?
ooh, sure, why not? We'll do that. So
So I rolled
We'll
a
call
4.
okay, so that would be 2 normally.
Yeah.
But we'll take 1 more off. So you're down to 152 out of the 200 original population that you had. During this time of unease, are there any kind of projects that you would like to start or do before we get into the to what you're doing?
Let's see. Well, we have the militia.
Mm-hmm.
We have our watchtowers. We have our defenses.
I think within the game, we needed some more food before we could actually instigate the plan.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Even if we get the island stuff, I think we were still going to be 5 resources short. I think it's
Yes.
30 or something required.
So I guess, what is it you'd like to do, I suppose? Anything that kind of takes your fancy?
Should we do a cropland right here on the land right here where we're beached?
Or we could try sowing some mussel beds or something like that.
Yeah, you could do something like that. I mean, it'd essentially be the same sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. What does the ye old good book say?
There is a smokehouse which used for like curing fish and stuff.
There is. And that's something you can quite easily use and do.
What page is that on, Douglas?
It goes over 106, 107.
Got it. Is it safe to eat the fish? Isn't the fish contaminated?
It is, but you could you can cook out the rod. That's essentially what you're doing by having the
how lovely
smokehouse.
the crab people would be out of the smokehouse.
You make a very, very good point, Moss. And let's not call them crab people. I think it turns some of our people off, right? Let's call them crab.
The giant crabs. Yeah,
crab
the
monsters.
Giant crabs. Yeah,
giant crabs, crab monsters. We want to avoid the P word.
Crab monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, let's make a smokehouse.
Are you all agreed with that?
Yep, sounds like a good idea.
Did you want to do anything else, or are you just going to go all in for the smokehouse? Or I'll happily allow you to have another project on the go as well. Obviously, that means you'll have to divide your time between them. And just so you're aware, you have currently a food of 25, a culture of 2, technology of 10, and warfare of 17.
Right,
we don't have got an idea of what kind of arc you've got going on there.
You're really not selling the culture, you know.
We technically don't have a food of 25 until we get
the you will technically have it now.
Right.
Essentially, Anwin's dead, so I mean, you guys have got the cropland now, so we'll kind of like push it a couple of days, maybe 3 days on from the last episode. So,
okay,
absolutely,
cool.
You'll have had access to that. So you've got 25 days worth of food.
Excellent.
Right, so our food of 25. Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so we now have full control over the island.
We have full control over the island. Absolutely.
So let's make this smokehouse.
Okay.
And cook our enemies.
This might be me misremembering something. Wasn't there something to do with our water purification ages ago that it was eventually going to fail?
It was, yes, correct.
I was just trying to remember if that was a thing. Is that still going to fail at some point?
Well, why don't
you and your damn memory, Douglas?
Why did it? It was better than it just be like, you know, a thing you forgot. Yeah, you're all.
I've been keeping a running total of stuff like this, so I'm not reminding you. Yes, why don't you make, in fact, Moss, why don't you make a jury rig to see how well the water is going?
Let's do that.
And you can have an extra skill dice to it because it's a group thing, right? So everyone's kind of getting involved. That's a success.
That's a lot of die. Then one success, yes.
One success. That's fine. Yes, it's still going. Obviously, you have to make that trip to the water pump and back. But yeah, you can still do it. There's no issues there. The water pump seems to be fine. How long it'll be for, you have no idea, but it's still working. It's all okay. If you wanted to try a different type of thing for the water, you can do. You could probably go for something like a water mill or maybe something like that. I mean, I don't know what kind of technology you need. So you need technology of 10. So if you wanted to buy a water wheel, you can make a water wheel or a pump that will kind of bring it up, then you can do.
I mean, now that the arc is stationary, that seems feasible, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's no problem with you doing that. So that would obviously bring groundwater up and also the water from there. So you'd be able to do that, and you'd be able to then build some kind of like pumping system that would allow you to bring the water directly to the actual thing rather than having to keep going backwards and forwards. That would work too if you wanted to go for that.
Yeah.
And you've got the technology for it.
Yeah, something like what are they called? Archimedean screw or something?
Yeah, it's like that. It's just like
that's a fancy.
It's like a borehole kind of thing that you've done, but less of a borehole. It's more of being able to pump the water from further away to there. It's not a problem. So I'm going to stick that down in your note. It'll be the kind of water wheel system. Okay, right. So we've got 2 things then. So you've got a choice what you want to do. If you want to put yourself towards the smokehouse, that requires a endure or comprehend roll, and you will need 8 successes. A water wheel is endure and comprehend as well, and you only need 4 successes. So split yourself however you wish. Let me know what you want to do.
Caspian will work on the smokehouse.
Okay. Anyone else?
Now, quick question. I have nothing in comprehend and I have nothing in endure. So can I actually work on the smokehouse?
So you could, but you're just rolling your base,
Right, exactly.
Base stat.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
whichever you prefer.
I guess I can work on the smokehouse of Caspian.
Okay. And then Pete, boss, work on the water
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah, I'll help
Awesome.
Moss out.
Okay. So
I'd love to use my stoic talent that allows me to use endure with wits instead of strength.
absolutely nice.
That's gorgeous.
So if you want to, if Yeti and Keth, everyone make a roll.
So Caspian has 2 successes for the
Nice.
smokehouse.
On the smokehouse.
Roach doesn't have any.
So that's
Sorry about that.
Douglas.
Just 1 success.
Okay, that's right. You've got 3 of 8. That's pretty good.
And 2 from me.
So you're kind of getting there. So the other interesting thing is with the water wheel too, not only does it pull the water for you, it also generates power a mill or a generator. So you can start to actually get electricity going right then. Wow. After putting some time into that, it's 3 days later. Elson has tried really hard to get back some of the ill will that seems to be going around the Ark. They're all very much a little bit concerned that maybe Elson has been trying to take out the other bosses, and the general population of the Ark is not happy with Elson. Elson's managing to sort of like fight a bit of a PR nightmare, but he's hanging in there. He hasn't kind of like given up yet, and the Ark hasn't revolted and kind of taken him down. But it is a very uneasy alliance between them. Franton has kind of continued to stay quiet, although Rhett's old gang is wanting a little bit of revenge about what happened last time, although saying that there's some rumors going around that actually it was Anwin potentially that could have done it, but essentially most of the Ark, there's a lot of rumors going around that it's pretty much of everyone.
Why would they think that Anwin did something that ended up getting herself killed?
Because she ran away when that she killed Rhett.
Yes.
So it was in reprisal of Rhett starting to kind of take over from Anwin. So yes, so there's a lot of rumors going around, and you guys have been stuck in the middle of it. Or have you? You planning on staying to play the political game, or are you kind of going out and about to do some more exploring? Have you returned the other ship or the other boat to the Ark, or have you still got control of that, where it's still hidden away?
I think we should keep it hidden away.
Yeah, now that Anwin's dead, there's nothing stopping us from blaming it on her.
Yeah, but it's also like transporting the food back and forth. I think is going to be an issue.
That'd be you guys. I mean, are you going to let others in the Ark use your ship that you've been using? Or are you maintaining control over that boat, therefore maintaining control over the Ark?
I don't know. What do you think, Pete?
We're just in charge of security, so we hand those resources over to whoever's taking charge of the group that's looking after the food or just transporting the food.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess then so I guess we do have that second boat available. I don't know how we exactly describe, or I don't know how we explain where it came from. Maybe after Anwin's death, we can just say one of her people fessed up and delivered it to us or something.
We could issue the statement that the militia has recovered the missing boat that's now available for transporting.
Perfect.
Yeah, just it's a simple nondescript.
I think we should name the militia the People's Militia.
Yeah, I'd be behind that.
Okay. Well, you going to go get the boat then? Or are you happy to kind of, do you want to, well, I guess the question for me is, did you want to go and get the boat? And that'll be the part of the session today. Do you want to say you've gone to get the boat and brought it back without anything happening? And we continue on? What
I
would
think
you like
so,
to
yeah,
do?
because some time has
Yeah,
gone.
you're happy with that? Some time has gone past.
A couple of days have gone by, right, since last session?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Unless anyone feels strongly about it, I think that happened already, sort of thing. So
cool. You go out, get the boat, bring it back. We found the boat. It's now part of the militia's resources. You then open up the trade. It's not even really a trade. You basically go to the island, basically start putting more people onto the island and mixing people so that everyone has access to it. And you have access to sort of like the cropland that's about to be put together and all the kind of various vegetables, various other things they've actually got going on. The smokehouse is starting to take shape. You're starting to get the watermill starting to work as well. What is the plan? What would you like to do? It is 3.5 days later. In fact, we'll kill it 4 days later. It's first thing in the morning. What's the plan? Do you want to go out, do some more exploring? Did you want to faff around back at the ship? What would you like to do? You don't seem to be taking any orders from anyone. You're doing your own thing.
Yeah. Do you guys think that we should let the Elson and Franton sort of stew, let them deal with each other on their own while we go do stuff and, come back and sort of see who's left?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we can sit back and see which direction it takes before making a strategic decision.
We don't want people to get too aware that we happen to be involved in every single thing that seems to be happening. People might, if we stay around too long, people might start drawing lines and connecting dots. But they're like, hang on a minute.
They might just do the job for us.
How come every time somebody dies, these guys are back from exploring?
Tons of people dying when we're not there. It's the D6 ramper, so people are dying all the time.
Yes.
It's just interesting. I was going to say, what's Victrum been up to?
So
Is he back on the island?
What's he been up to? He's kind of essentially taken over the role of the Lawmasters, but he's stayed very quiet. He's not really involved very much. He pretty much keeps to himself.
So I've said I'd look after him. So the only way I can do that is if we go is if he comes with us. So I will invite him along.
He is absolutely not happy to come with you in any way, shape, or form. He says if you were to leave a militia person with him, then he feels a lot safer with just having them around. It's not a problem. If you guys want to wander off, he's happy for you guys to go. He feels safe enough on his own with a militiaman.
Yeah, that isn't suspicious, Victon.
Okay, I'll arrange that with Roach then.
Yeah, I'll put most trusted person on it.
Caspian.
Yes.
No, absolutely. I'll happily come with you. It's fine. Okay. You know what to do next?
So the question I think maybe is are we wanting to do land exploring or water exploring?
Maybe we should try to circumnavigate this island we're on.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know what that south side of the island looks like.
We don't even know if it's an island.
Map it out. Yeah, exactly. It could be like a peninsula or something.
So rather than just like going anywhere in particular, we're just going to try and do as much traveling.
Yeah, I feel like we should maybe, unless, again, anyone feels strongly about something else, maybe we should, unless do you guys want to go visit those oil fields? Or we could map the coastline of this island completely.
I vaguely remember that Elson said there was a island that was off the east coast that they saw when they were killing the cannibals. He was like, or is that a boat? It was a ship or something.
He said both.
Okay, so there's definitely, we know there's something of interest off to the east. You could maybe, head to that way, and then if it's very interesting, go see it. If not, as Mark's like, just carry on around.
That seems like a very good plan. So eastwards it is then, sir. Well, we haven't done this for a little while. Right. Did you want to make a navigate roll for me, please, Marco?
I did not. What makes you think I want to do that?
Would you like some sea shanties, Marco?
Yes, I would. Sing me a song, Cochrane.
Just like old times when you're not criticizing me, but that was due to the anger worms. So that is a whole lot of nothing. So
Cochrane, you're off key. What the hell song was that?
Matter of practice.
You've got Victon on the brain.
Been too busy shouting rhetoric rather than whatchamacallit, sea shanties.
Let's see here. I have 2 successes.
2 successes, right. Well, with the first success, you can navigate and you'll successfully detect any threats in the system within time. You also have the option, as we have done before, with 1 extra success, you can look for a ruin in a sector. You can read the rot level in a sector. You can fish for 1 ration of rot-damaged fish from the sea. You can explore the sector taking half the normal time, so usually 2 hours. You rush through the sector in a quarter of the time it usually takes to explore, which is usually about an hour. And you avoid any creatures or phenomenon and just wing it straight through. What would you like to do?
Where are we on the map? We're right here. Okay. Let's speed through this sector because we've been there before.
Okay. Yeah, so you've really kind of you've really been this way before. You continue through, let me just remind you. So this was all the buildings. There was sort of like all the trees in the distance that you could see. You walk through this area, and somewhere in the middle is that large building that had all the strange geometric shapes and statues and various other things in. So you continue on. I'm guessing you're going on to the next.
Yep. Over here.
Heading across there. Yep.
Would you like to redeem yourself with that sea shanty, Cochrane?
I can certainly attempt to do that.
Try to sing in key this time. Wow.
I am just not having a good time. I'm getting on everyone's nerves.
Cochrane's got a bit of a sore throat going on there.
2 successes again.
2 more successes. Okay. Same rule applies.
This time, I'm going to read the rot level.
Okay. So it is a weak rot level and sort of like round the headland. And just on the edge of the headland, just down here on the map, you can just make out another building. So it's quite a low, flat building with multiple buildings around it. They're all low and flat, single story. It's just sort of like a very flat area. You can't really see from the boat. In fact, you do. You've got the cool standing binoculars that you've kind of like attached to the side of the ship, so you can use that. And you've got your own glasses to look at things. When you look through those, you can see on the promontory, there is a lot of the sort of like grey ground of the hardened crete that they had. And you can see that there is a building that's actually in the side of the shoreline. And there is a massive, I guess, gateway which leads from the ocean into the building, with the sea going into that building. As you kind of make your way in to this part of the area, the sort of like fog starts to descend, much like you remember from before, and it kind of starts to lay around the sea, and it starts to rain a little, and it starts to get a little drizzly. Okay. And then visibility starts to drop to probably no more than 100 meters.
So let's make a note on the map where we see that building with the gate, and we'll come back to that, I guess, unless anyone wants to check that out now.
Did anyone from Elson's war party describe the building where they found the cannibals? Was it like that place?
No, it wasn't. It was further in. It wasn't there.
So then if there aren't any objections, we will continue moving south along the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that. Can you make another navigate roll for me, please?
Cochrane, you feeling lucky?
No, but I'll do it anyway.
Okay. Wow.
Do I even need to say anything? Everyone's getting real sick of Cochrane.
Give us a taste of just how bad this song is.
199 bottles of beer on the wall, 999 bottles of beer.
God. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Cochrane, shut the fuck up. 2 successes again for the mighty Caspian, master of the sea.
Fair enough. As you sort of round the headland, and can someone please roll me a d6?
Roach, Yeti, our boss.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, I have my hands full of cats.
And number 2, hands full of cat.
As you sort of like continue on into the next zone, the rain continues to stay. The fog disappears. It's still sort of like a bit rainy and drizzly. You can see ahead of you an island, and behind that, you can see another larger island. Just off the coast of the shoreline, you can see a large ship, probably the same sort of size as the ship that your ark was on. It's half buried in the water. Its stern is sticking out at a weird side list, and the water is lapping up over the hull and what would have been the top parts of the vessel. You can see that there is a large rusty hulk that's kind of what looks like probably it got rammed by, or it rammed it. And as you get closer, you can see that clearly whatever's happened, it's rammed into this, what looks like potentially a large platform.
I wonder if this is the Poseidon.
And you can see that there is a lot of rusted old pipes and metalwork that it's kind of run into.
We're going to run into Ernest Borgnine or Gene Hackman.
So could Roach or Moss please make a scout roll?
I do not. I would roll their wits.
Yeah, that's all I'd have.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. We do have the static binoculars to help you out.
Yeah, you could use static binoculars if you wanted. Whichever one wants to do it, which one of you wants to use it, you can get an extra dice of skill in it.
It adds a gear die.
It adds a gear dice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not so.
Whichever one of you wants to do that. Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, look, me.
Thankfully,
2 successes from Moss.
cool. Moss, do you have Know the Zone?
I don't know what I see. I see stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of you're looking out at the.
Well, that's pretty colors.
You can see people moving around on the wrecked ship and the piping. There's people moving around on the piping.
Are they eating people?
You cannot see if they're eating anyone.
Well, they're seafarer folk, because they live on a boat, so they're obviously more trustworthy than land people.
They see
We
us.
want to maybe go and say hello? They're not doing anything threatening, like said, what was it, the little boats last time that they were oil rig?
No,
Does it look like they've seen us?
they don't appear to have sort of seen you, as it were. They're just doing their thing. It looks like they've got some bags and various other things that they seem to be cutting things up. They appear to be salvaging things from the metal hulk and the ship.
Maybe they don't live here. Maybe they're scavengers from the land.
Yeah, would that make sense to me? Like, could I, like, if I was seeing people making salvage like that, I presume that would make sense to me without knowing the zone.
Yeah, you just don't know what kind of people they are.
Well, I voiced my opinion on their skillful salvage making. Yeah, cutting all the best pieces out of there. Yeah, all right.
I don't know that we should be saying hello to random strangers out in the zone. Seems a little dangerous. What do you think, Roach?
Well, they are. They're seafarers. They're not just random people.
Unless we have any particular reason to meet with them, unless we're proposing trading or anything like that, I think, yes, we should steer clear for now.
I agree. I don't think it's worth the risk at the moment. And we don't know that they're seafarers. We don't know that. They could be from land, just salvaging the boat.
I don't know. Does it look like they're cutting bits of metal, right?
Yeah, they're carrying bits of metal off.
Yeah. We've seen tons of metal on land. That would be, if you're a land robber, way easy to cut that metal than it is to come all the way out here to cut metal off this thing out in the ocean.
Maybe where they come from, there isn't any metal.
It means that they're sea travelers.
Yeah, and sea travelers attacked us, remember?
Yeah, but not every single sea traveler. Most of them are fine. We've done loads of them over the hundreds of years.
And then beyond them, you've got the small island and then the larger island behind.
I say we move on and we can circle back, and if they're still there, we can decide whether or not we want to make friends or food.
So, Marco, do you want to go past the smaller island and maybe try and have a look? Or do you want to kind of bypass the smaller island and go to the left or the right of the bigger island?
That's an excellent question. I think I want to go here.
Okay, fine.
Actually, no, wait. That means we get close to the wreck. Let's go this way.
You'll be going there. Okay. So, yes, you kind of make your way to the next.
We're going, I guess, a little further east-ish.
Yeah, you're kind of sticking to
Southeast,
the
yeah.
edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you continue on to the island. As you kind of like go around the island, you can see there's yet another island behind that, a long and thin island. And
I shall name it Long Island.
That's never going to catch on.
I suppose you need a navigate roll?
I would like a navigate roll, please, sir.
You may have one. Yeah. 1 success. No, 2 successes.
We're going to put up with some singing as well.
Nobody's asked him, and he's been getting a very sort of mellow response. So
Caspian is, after that last performance, Caspian is not interested.
Also, Marco's been incredibly consistent with his roles.
So have you, just as bad.
You're right. You are 100% right.
That's true. Yeah, I have rolled 2 successes every time so far.
Yeah.
That level of weirdness is not going to last.
Okay. So yes, someone roll me a D6, please.
Sounds like a job for Moss and or Pete.
Yes, we're going to go with Chris this time.
Maybe Chris still has a cat in her hands.
A cat in her hand. So, Pete, do you want to, there we go. Right. Well, as you kind of like make your way around the island, and I guess you're sort of like making your way through the 2 islands down the channel.
That was a 3, by the way, for the folks at home.
Yes. Thank you.
We don't know what it means, but...
Yeah, sorry, my voice was just out of order for a moment there.
That's right. What do you want to do with your extra success, Marco?
I want to read the rot, please.
Strong rot. Every hour, it's going to give you some rot. Yes, it definitely, there seems to be...
Strong rot.
Let us not dally.
Okay. As you kind of make your way through, I take it you're going to just rush through as much as you. Well, no, you can't because you've judged the rotten step.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Yeah, so you're kind of making your way through the thing. You realize that there's quite a lot of shoals that you have to kind of go through, which means that you have to take your time a little bit. So on the longer, thinner island, you can see that there is a large, what looks like a rusted building that was at one point clearly metal. It's probably about 3 or 4 stories high. You can see that it's got a very large rounded dish shape on the top of it, and it's kind of streaked with sort of rust and everything else. There's a whole lot of metal and framework around it. Moss, did you want to make a comprehend roll for me, please? Or in fact, you can do a jury rig roll, but using your wits, if it's not your wits, not me.
Yeah. Looks like Moss has 1 success.
Excellent. Yeah, you can clearly see that the dish would have been able to rotate up and down, left and right, almost 360, but you imagine that with all the rust and stuff, it's probably now stuck in place. As you sort of like make your way through the shoals, you can see just under the water, there are a lot more of these metal buildings. But looks like this probably was a slightly raised part of a compound. And as you kind of make your way through, we'll gain 2 rots. So if you can all roll me your rot level, 1 at a time.
Caspian rolled a 2.
Fine. You just don't want to mess up. There we go. And then roll it again. So then it'll add that. So you should be rolling 3 if you got the
That was my second one.
That was your second one. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So everybody else, you want to roll a second roll because that's your second hour that you're going through the zone with. Good. Pete, that's fine. So Douglas and
I failed my
Chris.
second roll.
Okay. So you'll start to like accrue rot points. Yeah.
Okay, so if this is my second temporary, I'm now rolling 2 dice.
Yes, correct.
So does that mean when you fail that the rot becomes permanent? Right?
No, it means you take damage. So you'll see that your strong will go down. Your strength will go down.
I managed to look through that again.
My strength did not go down.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So essentially, your rot you'll lose that number of dice. So it's trauma to your strength. But if you didn't, just take it down by.
I think Marco,
fail.
This is the one occurrence where the logos are backwards. I
Yes.
think we figured this out. It's the radiation. The radiation is fine.
Correct,
It's
your
the biohazard that is if he fails.
Yes. Biohazard is the one that will fit.
So I think you rolled 2 nuclear symbols, which was fine.
No,
that was
I
Pete.
didn't.
That was Pete.
I rolled a 1 biohazard symbol on the second roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
did you?
So that'll be the
So I'm
one.
feeling crap and weak now.
Yeah. So Moss unfortunately is taking 1 damage. Marco's taken 1 damage. In fact, we've also taken 2nd damage. Chris, so you've taken 2 lots of damage, and everybody else is fine. So yes, you managed to like get your way through the zone, rushing as fast as you can, but trying to get through the shoals of all the sort of like compound has just been very difficult. Okay, so which way would you like to go? South, or would you like to head inward to the land? Inward to the land, so back west.
Land, yes.
Okay, well, you continue your circumnavigation of the island.
Yep. And as we're sailing along here, I'll sort of shoot the breeze a little bit with Cochrane, and be like, so I heard that Victon gave you something.
Who'd you hear that from?
Word travels fast on the Ark. You know that. I rolled 2 successes, by the way.
That's interesting. I never told anyone about it.
Well, you told Pete, didn't you? I'm sorry, Roach. You told Roach.
I did not tell Roach about that.
I thought you did.
Nope. I just told him that he would reveal it when he felt right.
Okay, then I guess Cochrane wouldn't know.
That's why I was asking.
Then I guess Caspian wouldn't know. So we'll have to nix this conversation.
You can still ask, but good to tell you about the lair.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so
because if people have said that the guy has maybe said that he will reveal it at some point.
Right, and I know that.
I told him. Sorry,
Roach
that's
put you in charge of the investigation, so I know that you spoke to him. So yeah, so Cochrane, you spoke to Victon. How did he seem to you? Must have been a horrible experience that he went through.
Apparently, so he didn't want to talk about it much. He got an eyeful apparently of who done it, but he's too scared to say.
But he refused to tell you, and you, wow.
Yeah, so I think it must be someone pretty important, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if he's afraid, it's got to be like one of the bosses, right? Somebody with a lot of power.
Yeah. But he has taken precautions, let's just say, and he has said he will tell me at some point, but things are probably going to have to change. Maybe if, like, Elson suddenly had a fall from grace or that sort of thing, as long as they're still in power, I don't think he's going to say who it was, for his own safety.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Sin or one of his men.
Yeah, probably.
If it was one of his men, you know that they did it because Elson told them to.
Well, yeah, I would imagine so.
I mean, does he want us to do something about that? Might make him safer.
No, he hasn't said anything like that. He seemed to say he's a bit too scared for his life and the other lore keepers, because, if it gets out, then maybe, like, they might take, like, revenge on all the other lore keepers as well and just wipe them all out.
But doesn't he have fear of being on the Ark with this killer?
Well, he seems to think that the militia will be able to protect him, and I managed to persuade him that the militia would be able to, like, keep him safe while he's there. I think he probably wants to get off the Ark, probably back down at some point, but he kind of feels obligated to see through whatever's going on with Elson and the sort of discussions.
Well, if he needs help, if he needs our help, we should give it to him. We should offer it. Well,
I offered that he could come on this expedition with us, but for some reason he didn't seem very keen.
And you don't find that strange, that he feels keen to remain on the Ark with a potential killer and be safe here with us?
Entirely. Like, if he knows what he's doing, probably.
Seems a little screwy to me, don't you think, Roach?
Sorry? What are you two on about?
We're just talking about Victrim and the murder.
Oh, yeah. Did you get anywhere with that, Cochrane?
Nah, his lips are sealed until he feels comfortable about telling us about that.
Yeah.
He was just telling me that he offered Victon to come with us, and Victon wasn't too keen on it. He'd rather stay on the Ark. And I thought, isn't that strange that he wants to stay on the Ark with a potential killer instead of be safe here with us out on the water? Seems a little screwy to me, don't you think, Roach?
I don't know. Yeah. Sailing around in these parts is probably not for everybody.
Neither's, getting killed.
Anyway, Cochrane, have another go at him when we get back. It'd be really good to lay this thing to rest.
That's an interesting choice of words, Roach. Lay this thing to rest.
Yeah, like, we will need to get to the bottom of it, because it would look very good if the militia could, like, solve the murder. It's a big sort of, like, feather in our cap if we successfully bring the killer of, like, one of the leaders, especially if Elson's gang's not having anything, or Rhett's. Well, we still call it Rhett's gang, but Rhett's kind of very cold now.
It's got to be Elson. Come on.
The meeting was kind of his idea. So
exactly.
That was the only way he was going to get Arwen, like, off the island. And he can get to the island because we had the only boat. So, yeah, like, that would be the only way he could get to her, if that makes sense, would be for her to come to him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Seemed to solve a number of problems for a number of people, but it's created a few more.
Yeah. But then again, if that was Elson's plan, it's kind of backfired, because I think things feel more unstable than before for the leaders, if that makes sense, the bosses. It's not really helped stabilize anything. It's, in fact, probably made things a bit more rocky.
Well, it's a good thing we have the People's Militia to keep the boat steady, as it were.
Caspian.
Yes.
What was your second success for? Did you navigate?
The rot level, please.
Okay. The rot level here is also strong.
Oh, you son of a gun.
And as you're kind of like coming in, you can see that there is, on this part of the island, again, there's another promontory. On the promontory, you can see that it is flat. It's almost sort of like a shimmering shine to the promontory and the flat ground, except for a very large dark hole or crater that's in the actual ground. And it's kind of a bit of a glare from sort of like the very glassified ground around it. And then you notice that there's a shimmering in the air that you're in. And all of a sudden, you can see, in fact, did you want to make a know the zone roll?
You asking me?
Yes, please.
Okay.
1 second, and I will give you a modifier. Never mind.
Whoops. Let me re-roll
okay.
that then. No, I'll...
There's no modifier. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's handy. And you did not succeed. Okay.
Did not succeed, no, and I'm not going to push it.
suddenly the air is filled with what you thought was like a very light mist. But very quickly, the mist turns to what looks like floating jellyfish in the air. And very quickly, they all of a sudden start sort of like these, exactly what you'd expect, like a bulbous top with all these little things hanging down from them.
I saw this on Encounter at Farpoint.
And all of a sudden, the little tendrils and stuff start hitting the vessel and you. There's lots of them, and you're sort of like, oh. They're sticky and sort of, they seem to be sort of like floating in the rock wind, and it's all like sticky and horrible, and it kind of like slapping at the sides of the boat, the sails, just the whole thing. And so you're kind of having to navigate and try to move around them. Now, I believe that Roach was the one who was giving it the sailing, I suppose, is be doing most of them. So did you want to make a move roll and add your boat's bonus to it?
Yeah. What was the boat's bonus?
So you get a bonus of +2. So you get 2 gear dice. Is anyone else helping you sail the vessel?
Is there something that I could do by technical understanding?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you also want to do a move roll, that'd be great. I mean, essentially, you're just moving about the ship, making sure the sail's working, or you man the oars when you need to. So you two can also get a +2 gear dice to your move.
Yes, I'll assist as well.
So that's between you.
We're up to 2.
That's good. Yeah. So you kind of try and get out of the way as best you can. It doesn't seem to be having any problems. You just slap. You have to like take the thing and throw it off to the side. But as you're sort of doing that, you can smell like corrosion in the air, and you realize that the little tendrils are, wherever it's touching the metal or other parts of gear or the ship, it's starting to dissolve and corrode that. You look around and you can see the starts of the hull starting to kind of corrode.